Okay, let me go ahead and talk about how I do my grills. And you guys have heard this many times before. So I got burgers, I buy the burger patties from Costco as well. I'll grill about maybe six or seven of those. Just enough for all of us in one eating, so 6. And then I'll grill about 2 packages of these, and then put this one into the freezer. And then I will also get the chicken breast and marinate it with lemon and pepper, salt and pepper, simple marinade. I don't want it to be any other like kind of marinade like teriyaki or something, because I like to keep it simple. Just add some simple ingredients in there, so then I can add it on to my salads. I can add it onto the mac and cheese. I can add it on to the side as a side meat for this. I like to have those grilled into plastic Ziploc bag into the freezer, so that I could easily add it on to my frozen meals. That's how I work. That's how I don't go through like recipes all the time, slaving into the kitchen, cutting this, cutting that, because you know what? I want to spend time with my family. I want to spend time with my kids. I want to go somewhere. I want to, walk down to the beach and all that stuff and enjoy, rather than just staying into the kitchen all day long. Okay, so that's how I do it. Okay, with that being said, one of my favorite marinades is for pork chops or even fish. I've actually just used this for fish as well. And it says here even veggies and tofu. Poultry is this one from Trader Joe's, Island Soyaki. They also have just the soyaki, I think, without the island in there. That's one of my favorites as well. But this one just has a little bit of a teriyaki pineapple taste to it, so it's really good. Let's do this one. This is my second box from Costco. This is the organic edamame spaghetti. Oh my goodness, this is so good. So I shared with you guys this a couple hauls before. This is from Costco. I buy this, so it's like this much. So I use this. I have some into the refrigerator still, but then I also put it into ice trays. I don't know, do they even sell those anymore? I got mine at the Dollar Tree. So it's just for $1. What I do is, because this is so much, right? If you keep this in the fridge, where is it? August or something like that, August 2016, and then I bought it like, let's just say April, it's not gonna be good from April to August being open in the fridge. It will get moldy. So what you should do is spoon it into the ice cube tray, freeze it, and then once it's frozen, you can then put it into those freezer Ziploc bags. That will last a lot longer. So I just took this out of my freezer. I'm gonna end up using this tonight, tomorrow, and the third day, and then I'm all done with it. Cut that. But then, so with that, I use it with the spaghetti, with the edamame spaghetti. Again, when I'm grilling, I can add on that sausage or that grilled chicken. It'll be with this instant meal. Next, what I do as far as meals, I get this over at Costco. Seasoned rotisserie chicken. I think it's $4.99. So once I go home, once everything's put away, then I like to shred it myself. So once I, take out the meat, I separate the white meat with the dark meat, and then all I do is I use a Ziploc bag. Okay, so this happened to be from IKEA. Take it out. Sometimes I'll even buy 2 of these. So I'll take out all the white meat, put it into a Ziploc bag, take out all the dark meats. Sometimes I'll leave the leg in there. Sometimes I'll leave the wings. Sometimes it's so tiny. But I'll put all the dark meat into another separate bag, so that when I'm heating up mac and cheese, or I'm heating up the risotto, or what have you, or sometimes you guys know I have that Japanese fried rice from Trader Joe's. When I'm heating those up, I can grab these from the freezer and put it in there, microwave it, add it on to my frozen meals. Again, instant meal with the kids. Okay, so I think you guys are really getting this now that I'm lazy to cook. I don't like to cook. I don't want to be staying in the kitchen. So this is how I do it for my family of 6. What I also like to use my rotisserie chicken for is my, not mine, but Miss January's, my BFF in California. I miss her so much. But she taught me how to do the Chinese chicken salad. So that's what I use my white meat for. Then I get these lettuce from Costco. This happens to be like the smaller one, but they also have like the longer ones. It's called the Hearts of Romaine, I think. But it's like $2.99, $3.29, somewhere around there. And it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 I don't know what you call those, stalks of celery. Okay, whatever it is. But you just, wash this really well, chop it up, put it into a big giant bowl, and then add some green onions to it, and then get the shredded chicken, add it in there, and then you can put in whatever salad dressing that you want. This one hubby happened to pick up, and then it's one of our favorite brands. This one is a blush wine vinaigrette, but he likes it on his salads. I like it on my salads as well. It's also delicious, like they said, to put it on fruit like berries. So yummy. Okay, got that. Let me go ahead also to show you my go-to noodles. Now there's a recipe on my channel of the Japanese udon. I think it's an udon soup that I made, and I showed you guys how I do it. Go to that if you want like a really, to me it's my extravagant noodle soup for the family, or when I have company over. That's really a go-to recipe for soup. I love it. But Danica loves this, and so sometimes I don't need to go all out for the baby. She's a year and a half. I know the kind of veggies she loves. She loves broccoli, and she loves peas, and she'll have, little bits of carrots here and there. So what I like to do is that I'll get this, I'll boil it up for her, and you know what, sometimes I'll add on celery. If I happen to have the celery, I'll chop that up, put it in here while it's boiling, because this only takes about 10 to 15 minutes to really get it nice and soft for the baby. And then whatever veggies I have, I'll add. Alright friends, I had to change the card. This might have to be a two-part video. I don't know yet. I want to see how much I can edit out. Okay, we were talking about this dish right here. This is for Danica. And when I made this specifically for Danica or Danny or whoever really wants it, but especially for Danica, I didn't have a lot of vegetables when I made this for her. These are just recent ones from the grocery store and Costco and Trader Joe's and stuff. But when I made this, all I had was the udon, the chicken flavor, and then of course I had the rotisserie chicken, Costco rotisserie chicken that was still left over from in the freezer, and then I had some, those are new, some celery and frozen peas. So that's why I didn't show you guys frozen pieces, because I'm out of it. I had organic frozen peas. That was it. So I made this. Danica ate it. Danica still eats it, and she's so very picky now, but at least she'll sit down in the high chair. I'll warm this up, dice it up so it's easy access for her. Give her a spoon. If she plays with it, she plays with it. If she even eats a quarter of it, I'll be happy. But at least for being a year and a half, I'm teaching her to be independent. She can make a mess, soap and water, that's what it's there for. But then I'm not forcing food on her. And that's the thing that I've learned with 4 kids, that each have their own personality, each have their own little taste buds. And I got tired of fighting with my kids of eat this, eat all this, eat this is healthy for you, don't eat that, don't eat this. I limit sweets. Oh yeah, of course. I'll say, okay, no more, second slice of that chocolate cake. That's it for the day. Because of course you have to limit them to an extent. But then also you can't just force them to eat something that they honestly don't want to eat. So I'm going to go ahead and now talk about these. Now, you guys saw the processed food. I'm a lazy cook. But look at all these veggies. Look at all these fruits. And these are my usual fruits. You may not see it at every haul, but I guarantee you, if you open up my freezer, I have some frozen foods. I have some frozen fruits in there. Because what I do, rather than just buying frozen fruits, sometimes I will if Costco offers, and usually it's Costco. If Costco offers their frozen foods, so hopefully it wasn't on recall, but if it was like $2 off, $3 off, it's worth it. It's worth it to get that bag of frozen food so that it's easy for me to just put it into the blender, make them a smoothie, make them, maybe a sweet smoothie, maybe a green smoothie, but it's easily accessible, especially for busy life that we have nowadays. But most of the time, I will freeze my own fruits because I hate food going bad. I honestly do. And so for the people that come to visit me, I seldom have one of those people that have very packed fridge. With my greens, I always get the same greens. Spinach at Costco, I'll always get this. Sometimes I'll even get kale at Trader Joe's when I want to just go all out and be like, oh, I want to be a health freak today. I'm going to buy kale. But you know what? The lettuce that I showed you, that will work too. Because My kids will not eat vegetables. Danica is the baby, and she is the only child I have that will literally eat, you know, the peas and all the veggies that you give to her. She's really good, but the other kids will not touch vegetables. So instead of forcing them like I have for so many years, instead of forcing them, what I began to do was try to find ways of still trying to hide it in there. If I can make a brownie and put some vegetables in there, mush it up, I will do it. You know, I just had to find some way. And the one way I found out was my Vitamix. My Vitamix is truly an amazing gift for me as a mom because my kids hate vegetables, but they love green smoothie. And they will make it themselves. And they will ask me, Mom, how do you do this? How do you make your green smoothie? So this is my recipe for my green smoothie, my go-to. Always have pineapple. There's a fresh pineapple that I just bought today. By tomorrow, I will dice this up. I will get another Ziploc freezer container. I will put it into a Ziploc, and I like to double bag mine. I don't know, just me. Celeries, I have not frozen. I didn't try, but you know what? This, I will put, you don't want to put too much celery onto your green smoothie. One is plenty, but I make green smoothie for a family of 6, so I do 2. But for two servings, 1 is plenty. But also, I'll chop it up and separate and then add it onto Danica's udon or my nilaga, which is a Filipino beef broth, and then I'll just put celery in there. It's so versatile, okay? So that. Again, chop up, put it into the Ziploc. You guys know me. Bananas. I'll even freeze my bananas. Bananas frozen is so good for banana cupcakes or banana pudding or banana pancakes or banana bread. So sometimes when I make my banana bread, I go straight to the freezer if I don't have overripe bananas onto the counter, and that's what I make my bananas bread with. Okay, grapes. These grapes are not, these are actually not good grapes, so I don't think it's grape season yet. But I wash these, I take them out individually, wash it, put it into a freezer bag because this is my sweetener when I make my smoothies. Green grapes, when it's very sweet, acts as your sugar. So then you don't have to put sugar. Cherries. Danica loves cherries. So I'll wash it and leave it out in the counter for the whole family to just come by and just munch on the cherries rather than going for ice cream. I seldom have ice cream. Okay, so bananas, I freeze. Apples. I like these apples over at Trader Joe's because they're so small. They're perfect serving. You know, sometimes the Honey Crisp is so big like that. Actually, half of it probably goes to waste when I pack it for my kids' lunch. But these are perfect because I will put 1 in each smoothie and that's good enough. Or else I'll peel 1 and then the kids, the girls, can have it with the baby, with themselves. And then I'll also have it along with the cherries or berries or whatever. And then it's good for them. But there's also the raspberries. Okay, green smoothie. Always have pineapple juice as your sweetener. You can have agave, or I use this apple nectar because Blended Up was nice enough to give me some. Thank you, Blended Up. I still have some. I put spinach, kale, pineapple, and celery, cucumber, a little bit of cucumber. And then also if you have ginger, ginger is so good for the smoothies. Just a little bit though, just like this much is good enough because you can really taste the ginger. Bananas, I'll put bananas in there. And that's it. I don't usually put my cherries in there. So that's it for my green smoothies. Now, I don't put sugar into my green smoothies whatsoever. All the sugar from the grapes and the pineapple, and then plus the pineapple juice is plenty for me and hubby. But with the kids, they do like it a little bit sweeter. So I do put the agave or else the apple nectar for them. And I think that's it. I showed you guys how... I forgot to tell you guys this, but then I add I have a big container of this. This is the chicken bouillon, and then I'll add it on to the broth to give it a bit more flavoring. If I happen to not have any chicken breast, or else just, add a couple, a quarter of a teaspoon or something in there, just adds more flavor to it. Rather than putting salt or anything else. I don't ever put Asian fish sauce into any of my cooking, even though I'm Asian, even though I love it, because Danielle is allergic to anything from the ocean. But this is how I feed my family. And With that being said, I think my advice is stop fighting with the kids. You know, find other means. If they won't take it, find other means in order to give it to them. Of course, limit the sweets, limit the processed foods. But also, if you're balancing it out with their activities, if they're playing outside, playing video games, balance everything out. I hope you guys enjoyed this long video of how I feed my family. I hope you guys are having a wonderful summer. Thank you guys for watching A Simply Simple Life. As always, mahalo.